What happens when the world's most powerful AI CEO walks into Washington and Beijing in the same month, defends artificial intelligence on both sides, and publicly tears apart an MIT study calling AI dumbing? You get Jensen Huang, the legendary CEO of NVIDIA, making headlines again, this time with one of the boldest global tech diplomacy moves of 2025. In this video, we're diving deep into 3 key reports from NVIDIA's official blog, The Economic Times, and China's Global Times, while screen recording every angle, every quote, and every loaded political implication. First, let's head over to NVIDIA's blog post, where we see that Huang's recent visit to Washington, D.C. wasn't just another policy roundtable. It was a strategic mission. While in D.C., Huang met with top U.S. lawmakers, regulators, and tech leaders to push a clear message. AI is not a threat, ignorance is. We'll scroll through the part where he outlines AI's transformative role across defense, healthcare, education, and national security. Huang's tone is both persuasive and challenging. He essentially urges the U.S. to double down on AI R&D and stop treating it like a ticking time bomb. But the real twist comes when we flip over to the Economic Times article, which spotlights Huang's scathing response to a recent MIT study that went viral, claiming that the use of generative AI makes people more passive and less creative. We'll screen record the quote where Huang fires back saying, "As a CEO, I spent more time with ChatGPT and AI tools than most researchers, and I've never felt sharper." He accuses the study of being an oversimplified lab exercise with no reflection of real-world productivity. The article goes on to unpack how Huang believes AI is actually unlocking creativity, not killing it, especially for people with less access to elite education or resources. He positions AI as the new equalizer of intelligence, which is a direct counter to MIT's suggestion that reliance on AI might dull human problem-solving. Huang even criticizes academia for lagging behind real-world innovation, a bold shot at the ivory tower from the front lines of Silicon Valley. And it doesn't stop there. We now move to the Global Times China article, which reveals Huang's highly publicized visit to Beijing, where he delivered a speech that focused on bridging the AI divide between East and West. As we scroll and record this section, you'll see how Chinese media framed the visit as a diplomatic AI mission, and Huang did not shy away from praising China's AI infrastructure, talent pool, and rapid integration of AI in smart cities and robotics. He made it clear that global collaboration, not sanctions and tech walls, is the only path forward. Interestingly, this comes just months after Washington imposed fresh export restrictions on NVIDIA chips to China, and yet Huang managed to walk a tightrope, expressing support for U.S. innovation policies while endorsing China's contribution to global AI development. That dual-language diplomacy is no accident. The Global Times even highlighted that Huang's Taiwanese roots and global outlook make him a rare figure of trust in both geopolitical camps. One quote from him we'll highlight on screen. "AI is not just for the powerful. It's for the billions who need faster medicine, smarter crops, and access to knowledge." That human-first narrative is a core part of how Huang is positioning NVIDIA, not just as a chipmaker, but as the ethical face of AI acceleration. Returning briefly to the NVIDIA blog, we'll scroll down to the section about Huang's vision for AI governance, where he supports open frameworks, accountability standards, and industry-government partnerships, a contrast to Meta and OpenAI's walled garden approaches. Meanwhile, Economic Times notes that Huang is also quietly lobbying for public-private AI labs and GPU infrastructure subsidies, especially for developing countries and startups that can't afford NVIDIA's high-end chips. As we record the last part of the Global Times report, the tone gets geopolitical. They note that Huang's balanced diplomacy has boosted NVIDIA's image in Asia, even as U.S.-China tensions rise. This reflects Huang's broader PR strategy, positioning NVIDIA as a neutral enabler in a fragmented world. In the comments of all 3 articles, readers are debating whether this is genius diplomacy or corporate overreach. One thing is clear, Jensen Huang isn't playing defense anymore. He's going on offense. Whether he's calling out MIT, smoothing tensions with China, or reshaping U.S. AI policy, the message is loud. NVIDIA will lead the AI race, ethically, globally, and unapologetically. If you've ever wanted to see what real-time tech diplomacy looks like, this is it. And if you thought NVIDIA was just a GPU company, this video just proved otherwise. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because the AI era isn't coming. It's already here.